Welcome, fight fans, to my channel. This is Johnny, and today we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Guys, with the news recently breaking last week that there's a fight coming up June 29th with WBC Super Flyweight champion Juan Estrada taking on Bam Rodriguez in Phoenix, Arizona, I wanted to break down one half of that matchup a bit more in detail, and that's going to be Jesse Rodriguez's strength of schedule. We're going to talk about his last 10 opponents. We're going to come up with his resume, basically adding up his total opponents' win-loss records on the night that they fought Bam. And what this is going to give us is basically his roadmap, his path to get to where he is as a champion. And before we do that, let's talk about some of the known facts about Bam Rodriguez. His fans call him Bam. He was born Jesse Rodriguez. He is 19-0 with 12 knockouts. He is currently ranked the number 1 flyweight in the world. At only 24 years old, he stands at 5'4" with a 67-inch reach. He is a slick southpaw with power and great footwork, and only 24, really high ring IQ as well. He hails from San Antonio, Texas, and is currently breaking in the top 10, ranking at number 10 in the ring pound for pound list. Like I said, that Estrada matchup excites a lot of folks. Let's talk about Bam's body of work. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, the way we do this is on the night that the fight happened. So when Bam fought Rivera was 18-6 going into that fight. After he lost, he was then 18-7. For the sake of our statistics, we add up the mark in which Rivera was 18-6 on fight night. We're going to look at the last 10 fights of Bam Rodriguez, rewinding the clock all the way back to Garcia and finishing with Sonny Edwards. If we look at 10 fights ago, he fought Garcia, who was 11-0, knockout in the 3rd. Sesteda, 12-2, knockout in the 8th. Rivera, 18-6, knockout in the 1st. Juarez, 25-12, knockout in the 2nd. Burgos, 18-4, knockout in the 4th. Cuadras, 39-4, UD in the 12th. Wangek, 50-5, knockout in the 8th. Gonzalez, 28-4, UD in the 12th. Gonzalez Hernandez, 15-1, UD in the 12th. Sonny Edwards, 20-0, knockout in the 9th. Let's grab our calculators. Let's add all of the win-loss records up. And on the night that his opponents fought him, their total records are 236 wins with 38 losses, giving us an 86% win-loss ratio. His strength of schedule is very high for the division. He only has 19 pro fights, so we have to remember as well, as he gets more and more fights, he's still really young. His strength of schedule for his opponents are going to be similar to his last two. Gonzalez Hernandez, 15-1, Edwards, 20-0. When you're at the top of the mountain, you're facing the best fighters in the world, and it is normal, guys, when a fighter is early on in the career for them to get matched up against fighters with similar to limited experience. Thus, you'll see the records be a bit more contrasted early in one's career. Now, the last 10 fights, Bam is 10-0 with 7 knockouts. He has beaten 2 undefeated fighters, and we got to get used to this. I mean, look at Estrada. He is the super flyweight champion. That fight takes place. It's going to be champion versus champion. But when I look back at Bam's last 10, a fight that stands out on the page for me is the Sonny Edwards fight. Sonny went into that fight 20-0. We know all about the media going into that fight, and there was a lot of vitriol. So I want to break that one down a bit more in detail. That fight took place in December of 2023. Bam scored a 9th-round stoppage of Sonny Edwards on Saturday evening in Glendale, Arizona, to unify the WBO and IBF flyweight titles in an action-packed fight. He established an active southpaw jab from the opening bell, a punch that served as a table setter for his heavy left hands, but also controlled range. Bam used that stiff jab as a power punch, too. In round 2, the jab left Edwards with a large welt around his left eye. The 27-year-old said he couldn't see from that point. Edwards, who's now 20-1 with 4 knockouts, is known for his boxing ability, defense, and footwork, but he elected to sit down on his shots and exchange with Rodriguez in the pocket from round 3 onwards. Edwards often switched to southpaw and unleashed overhand lefts that met their mark. He began to beat Bam to the punch. However, Edwards had only scored 4 knockouts in his 20 victories, and the power wasn't enough to fend off Rodriguez's sweltering pressure. Rodriguez started to impose his size, and as the rounds ticked by, his heavier, cleaner shots started to sap Edwards' legs. Bam stunned Edwards in the closing moments of round 6 before he dropped his hands, allowing Edwards to catch him with a series of shots. "I was confident the whole fight," Rodriguez said, maybe too confident. It didn't matter. Edwards was reeling by the end of round 8 as Rodriguez began to batter him with a bundle of power shots. Edwards tried to slug it out with Rodriguez in the gutsy display down the stretch, but Rodriguez was simply too strong, too powerful, and too good. And I quote, "I couldn't just keep moving and moving and moving," Edwards said. "His feet are too good for that. His lead hand was too good for that. I had to make a miss and try to land. The better man won tonight, no excuses. It wasn't my night, but I'll definitely be back." When you watch Bam Rodriguez, he seems to have it all. Power, footwork, speed, skill, high fight IQ, and the sky is the limit. Still really young, already cracked that pound-for-pound list. I cannot wait for this fight in June with him and Juan Estrada. If you guys want to see me break down a fighter of yours, a specific fight, maybe we do the Estrada and the Bam Rodriguez with the statistics. All in all, let me know in the comment section below.